sure that I should maybe just kind of vacate the set here.
You can read now.
See, already. And listen, Kenny, you were behind something here. I want to show it to the camera, and I'll try not to catch any glare in the light. Which camera? This camera? Oh, this two? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's you can read that. Well, you sort of can read that. It was June 06, right?
Yeah, June 21, National Aboriginal Day.
This covenant, which you crafted, was signed by major players right across the nation of First Peoples leadership.
24 elders and 12 witnesses.
Yes.
The witnesses are down here, right? And the elders are here. Here's the witnesses here. And it predated the apology from the government of Canada by 2 years. It has several whereases. But I find it interesting that Article 1, there's 8 articles. The First Peoples of Canada hereby affirm to respect, recognize, and honor our identity as diverse peoples, and in solidarity. I was astonished at this. The first thing you say here, to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and to bless Israel in accordance to the word of the living God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do the First Peoples of Canada have a special place in their heart for Israel and Jerusalem?
Very much so, very much so. We actually recognize the Jewish people as the first of all First Nations. They're a very tribal people, and in fact, you know, I've always told our people that the Jewish people have a role in place to restore the integrity of the gospel of Christ back to our people. You know, after 500 years of missions, you know, in North America, and the whole replacement theology and what have you, 3% of our people accepted the gospel. That's over 500 years. Only 3% of our people across.
Didn't work.
Yeah. Because it was so much, you know, labeled, burdened with replacement and what have you.
Now that means, just for someone who's hearing that term go by.
Replacement basically is the mission, the early mission. Not all of them, you know, but you know, some, the majority of the missionaries, the message came that the only way you can become a Christian is if you burn your regalia. Your regalia is evil. Your instruments are evil, your flutes and your drums are evil, and your language is evil. And so in order for you to become a Christian, you have to be like them, or the ones that brought the message.
It's kind of a cultural imperialism. Wasn't this part and parcel of the damage of the residential schools? I mean, there was a sexual abuse issue, but it was more a case of trying to reinvent these First Nations kids into Caucasians.
I think the term was kill the Indian in them.
Kill the Indian.
Kill the Indian in the child was the term. The missionaries came over 500 years, so it predated the residential school, which is about 140 years now. But all that to say is, you know, the enemy came long before residential schools to destroy the family and the First Peoples of their identity and their role and place in the kingdom of God here in Canada. So
now, this is so special because it takes ownership for your internal issues first. It does. You weren't pointing a blaming finger outside of the First Peoples.
Well, you know, Moira, that's what happened in the beginning. You know, the easiest thing to do is to blame the white man for all our problems. To blame the government for all the problems that we face today, the issues of poverty and unemployment, suicides and all the health issues, you know, the diabetes, all these things. The easiest thing is to blame everybody else. When we met, June 21, 2006, there was a number of First Nation former national leaders, members of Parliament, Grand Chiefs and Chiefs, pastors and community members that came together. And they recognized, they realized that they had to make things right between ourselves, because we did have issues with one another. We fought against each other over land, over resources, you know, all the stuff that we read in the wars about other people coming to destroy native peoples. Well, we did that before they came to ourselves. We recognized that, and we had to make things right between ourselves, between First Nation with First Nation, between First Nation and Inuit, between Inuit and Inuit. And then, of course, we had to say to the Métis, we're sorry that we didn't love you as we should have. You know, you were an orphan child, and no, we want you to come into the family. So we had to make things right between ourselves and with God.
No, and this, you don't move off this until we know.
No, I'm not moving off this. I had a follow-up question to this.
Right.
Just because you're now the spokesman for the Métis, Moira, and I've graciously allowed you into this interview.
Thank you.
Joking.
We did.
Mark Stein in Maclean's magazine just wrote an article. Did you read it?
No, I didn't.
He says it's a lot of, sort of like ethnic cleansing going on between First Peoples as to whether or not she is a pure-blood Cree, and if she's not, she shouldn't be married to this guy of another race, and they're breaking up marriages and pushing children from one place. He's saying in the Maclean's article that there's all kinds of conflict between the various peoples, the First Peoples of Canada, even to this day. Is he right?
He's right. You know, we've always said that because of the policy to assimilate our people into mainstream society, you know, historically, you can find all kinds of statements in the government of Canada where leaders came out and said, well, you know, we got to wipe out this Indian problem, and the only way to do it is to make them white like us, and there'll be no more Indian status, no more Indians. Yeah. So they said that they were going to just generally wipe us out. So we've always said that there was always ethnic cleansing that you know started a long time ago, and it was essentially to wipe us out. You know. But
my question is there ethnic cleansing between groupings of First Nations people?
I think there is. That's why this covenant is there. Because
that's the value of this covenant. It needs to address this, right?
It is doing that. It's making things right between ourselves and saying that we messed up a long time ago.
Right.
This document that you've prepared, this inaugural event, has been embraced around the world.
It has been.
Taiwan. Heidi Baker in Africa, 60 African dialects.
Yes.
Are going to do this exercise.
That's right. And in Hong Kong, they're preparing one of the biggest meetings of reconciliation among the Chinese.
Do they ask you to come and speak at these events?
Yes, they do. But
did you have any idea when you sat down and wrote this, saying that you were changing the world?
No.
I just want to show it one more time here, just because this is, if you ever, is this available anywhere?
It's available on our website, gatheringnations.ca.
Yeah, you need to get a copy of this, friends. I mean, this is
hangs inside our front door.
Yeah, this is an historic document. Now, speaking of history, 2 years ago, June the 8th, June 08. Prime Minister Harper,
yes,
I think it was right in the House of Commons, was it not? Addressing the House of Commons, uttered an apology. I think we